So we had a chance to hear from Nick Halik, the creator of Sharelord, and also from George Focus, who is taking Sharelord to a new level, mentoring many students to then go out and share Sharelord with the rest of the world. And we're now going to switch from Australia and down under all the way to the United States. Fred Strickland joining us from Panama City, Florida. Fred, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And I appreciate it if you wouldn't mind sharing with everyone your story, a little bit what your background was and how you came to be a part of Sharelord.
Well, I come from a very modest background, actually. I was in the construction business as a young man, and I learned at a very early age that I had some ambition. The construction business was very hard work, and I was looking for a better way to make a living. I became a student of the stock market, and a few years later, I actually began to study the options market, which is quite scary to some people. I'll tell you a little story. I actually was able to save up some money from doing my construction work, and I saved $70,000. I took that $70,000 and I turned it into $1 million in 11 months.
That's impressive.
The next 11 months, I made another $1 million.
I like that even better.
But the next 60 days, I lost 60% of it.
Wow.
It was so speculative. I was just a speculator. And I knew that you could make some money in the financial markets, but I knew that you could lose it too. And that's how I discovered the Sharelord strategy. And I switched to that instead of the speculative type trading that I had been doing previously.
Tell us a little bit, in your opinion, and what you've seen, your experience, what is the difference between speculative option trading and more conservative, risk-managed Sharelord?
Oh, there's a big difference. It's the difference like day and night. Speculative trading is pretty much gambling. Now, a lot of stockbrokers and option brokers would just slap you if you said that, but that's actually what it is. It's like rolling the dice. The Sharelord strategy is a strategy to put in place a cash flow in a safe manner. In my opinion, the Sharelord strategy is different because it is much safer than the speculative markets. It is not like rolling the dice or gambling. There is a strategy in place where you buy your stocks and you rent them out, and at the same time you can actually have insurance to protect yourself.
Oh, no, that's very interesting. So could you explain that to those of us who are novices? How can I buy my shares, rent them out, and have insurance to protect? I don't quite understand that.
Well, originally, just like we insure our homes, we insure our cars, we can also insure our shares that we have.
So that means that you can protect yourself against that. If the market goes down and the shares lose value, you can actually protect that?
Absolutely. That instrument is in place with the Sharelord strategy.
So that means that I can continue to earn my premium every month and even protect against the shares going down?
Every month, that is correct.
Well, that's pretty phenomenal. Talk to us a little bit about, right now, the baby boomers have suffered such a tremendous loss in the last couple of years. Markets are way down. People have lost the nest egg that they thought they were going to be using to retire with. Talk to us a bit about how can Sharelord help those people recover, get back on track? Say a bit about that.
Oh, that is a great question. Being a baby boomer myself, I have studied that generation and how they affect the markets. From 1946 to 1964, there were 71 million babies born in this country. Worldwide, there was over 1 billion, and they have dominated every market they have ever touched. When they were babies, new industries were created to serve their needs, everything from baby food to baby diapers. When they began to go to school, governments across this fruited plain had to build thousands of schools to educate them. In 1964, the leading edge of the baby boomers was turning 18 years old. One of the best-selling automobiles ever made was the Ford Mustang. Mm-hmm. Those baby boomers, like all other 18-year-olds, wanted a new car. As the baby boomers reached their 30s and 40s, there were tens of thousands of consumer products created for them and billions of them manufactured. Wealth was created like the world had never seen. Do you know where those baby boomers are today?
Suffering because their portfolios are way down.
And they are entering retirement. There's about 70 million people in this country about to enter in retirement. With the sad state of Social Security in this country, with the drops in their 401ks and their pension plans, a lot of them just may not have the retirement that they had hoped for. Mm-hmm. And Sharelord can be a very important part in helping them gain back what they have lost.
So my understanding is that unlike other option trading, and I know you have a lot of experience in this, and as you mentioned earlier, it's highly speculative. You made $1 million, you lost 60% of the $2 million that you'd made in 2 years, etc. Sharelord and the Sharelord strategy is the only strategy that is approved for a 401k plan or an IRA. Is that correct?
That is correct. The U.S. government and the Internal Revenue Service has agreed to that. It is so safe, the Sharelord strategy is considered so safe that you can trade it in an IRA account, in most 401k accounts, and in your Roth IRA account.
And that is to be distinguished from other option trading, which you cannot do. Is that correct?
That is correct. The speculative nature of trading options is not allowed in the IRA accounts.
So even the government is saying, we are not going to allow the speculative stuff that you used to do, Fred. However, this as a much more risk management strategy where the possibility of losing speculatively is almost de minimis, we're going to allow this strategy in retirement accounts to help the boomers and everybody that comes after the boomers.
That is correct, and the IRS has placed their blessings on it.
Well, that's a pretty big endorsement, wouldn't you say?
That's a lot of validation.
I mean, a lot of validation.
Yeah. You think about it, it's like buying back your finances, buying back your life, and making that difference once again, and just reclaiming your finances.
Mm-hmm. So anything in your experience, Fred, what you've seen in terms of supporting the Sharelord team with a lot of the extensive research that you do, is there anything that you might want to add to with all the people that are watching and they're thinking to themselves, you know, I think I'm interested in this kind of a strategy. What would you want to say to everybody out there in closing? A couple of thoughts.
It's never too late to get started on a strategy that works long term.
Well, Fred, thank you so very much. Really appreciate the time, the insights that you've shared with us, coming from that speculative background and into Sharelord. I'm sure that's going to benefit many of the people that had a chance to watch this video. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.